Hi everybody, my name is Krista. Welcome back to my channel, The Radical Angel Esoterica. And as you know, we're doing the moon sign series. So we're now at moon in Aquarius. I'm a moon in Aquarius, so this is going to be an interesting video. I have never done these before out loud. I've just been looking at individuals all my life, other moon in Aquarius people, no matter where their Aquarius sits, and really just gathering information about how people act and behave in the world. But I'm also going to be referencing some items here. Everything I'm looking at is in the description box below. The rest is just what I've read about for the past 30 plus years and my own personal interactions with other Aquarius moon signs. So if you're in a moon in Aquarius like me, hi, we're kind of quirky. I'm going to start out that way. But let's get into it. So what is the moon in astrology, and then what is Aquarius? So the moon is fourth house ruled. It's ruled by Cancer. It's the mother, the intuition. It is the passive or feminine side. It's very intuitive and it's very sensitive. It's water based, right? It's Cancer. Cancer is a water sign, so it's very moody. It can be moody. But essentially very emotional. And with Aquarius as a sign that, I'm just looking and making sure this is charging. Yes, it is. Aquarius is an air sign. So automatically we have air and water. And cool things can happen because of this. It's just balance is necessary, right? That's all we have to do, and be aware of our own personal natures so that we can utilize the positive parts of it and not get strung out by what isn't working or what we consider negative about them. So Aquarius is an air sign. It's the thinker. It's about groups, associations, friendships, wishes. It's 11th house ruled, which is about sudden changes, electronics, electricity. Also about exploration, mental exploration. And I would even suggest that there is a very extraordinary sense of knowledge. Knowledge is extremely important to Aquarius moon. And the reason why it is because we need to feel emotionally fulfilled by it. If we don't have the answers, if we don't have an emotional connection with someone who has the answers, that can be very upsetting and it can make us feel very lost or even insecure. I just realized this is about to fall, so just bear with me here. There. One of these days I'm going to learn how to edit my videos. Until then, I'm just going to roll with it. So yeah, it's really important for you to have an emotional connection with someone who you consider has the answers, or at least is interested in finding the answers. The answers to what? Whatever you're interested in. So Aquarius is a fixed sign, and the Cancer ruled moon is a cardinal sign. So this is actually going to work to your benefit. Once you have your emotional sights, as it were, set on something, once you've dug your heels in and something really piques your interest intellectually, you are going to probably do that for the rest of your life. Similar to Taurus, Scorpio, and Leo, which are also fixed signs. Once you have that in a cardinal position, such as, right, the moon, which is cardinal ruled, this is something you're always going to be going in that direction because you're fixed with the Aquarius mind. You've got your sights on it. It's an idea now. It's emotionally fulfilling for you. And then the cardinal, which is try something new, try something new, try something new, or keep gathering evidence and bring it back to you're willing to explore and gather more evidence or whatever it is that you're trying to get data, and then apply it to something that's fixed, that's something that's set, or where your heels are dug in. So if you are a researcher, a journalist, a writer, an actual literal explorer, if you are a physical explorer, if you are an anthropologist, if you are a librarian, if you're interested in technology, if you are a forensics expert, especially electronic, whatever word I just used, that's where you're going to shine. This is a very natural position for you. My word, I can't even think of that word I just used. Not anthropologist. Anyway, but it's all about high-minded ideals. You're not afraid of new information. You're not afraid to change your mind, but you need the information in front of you. You need it to be sound. You need it to be well evidenced, well researched. In this light, I do understand why, and it's really easy to see why, Capricorn and Aquarius were previously ruled by Saturn both. Now, Aquarius is ruled by both Saturn and Uranus. And of course, Saturn is age, time, severity, the father, practicality, evidence, persistence. And then you have the Uranian ruled Aquarius, which is sudden changes, sudden upheavals. There's an oddity and an eccentricity that is profoundly unique to Aquarius. And I have found this both in my own life and through just dealing with other individuals who have no Aquarius in their charts. I have met hundreds of people throughout my life. Some of them have stayed close to me. Most of them have not. But I've very rarely run into anybody, whether or not they have any Aquarius in their own charts. And sometimes even when they do have their own Aquarian influence in their own charts, will tell me in the nicest way possible, and I always take it as a compliment, you're so weird. You're so odd. There's something eccentric about you. I like that you're different. You don't do things like everybody else. You're the rebel. There's just a very rebellious quality to any like Aquarius as a sign. And then when you have that in the emotional moon, well, you have emotional rebellion. Now, at the highest echelons, at a very mature level, this is you breaking new ground. This is you developing social justice causes. And I don't mean just getting involved, I mean developing them. So the first to do something, or the first in a group to do something for a social cause. You could have been, an Aquarian probably would have been prominent in, say, the abolitionist movement, animal rights movement, which is currently going on, and I'll talk about it in another video. Human rights, earth rights, water rights, basically anything that has to do with humanity and the protection of, you know, human values, like the sense of humanity, and those values appeal very much to you. Even if you're accused, and you often are, I know I am, accused of being distant, or you notice this in yourself, you emotionally feel connected to everybody, you really do care about everybody, you want the best for everybody, practically everyone you meet is a friend, you're very friendly, but emotionally, one-on-one, there's a discomfort to it. It can feel uncomfortable. And if you have a lot of Aquarius, or a lot of even other air, if you have Gemini or Libra, heavy in the first 5 planets of your chart, so that's rising sun, moon, Mercury, or Mars, you are going to find it extremely difficult. Even if you want to get close, emotionally close to other people, it could cause challenges for you. It doesn't mean it's impossible. It's just something to explore that could cause challenges. If you discover, for example, that this is true for your chart, and you've always been wondering, everyone else seems to be able to become close or emotionally close or tactile or be able to, touch, right? Like hugging and touching and, just stroking. Like earth signs are very, very natural at this. This is a natural reality for them, and they don't think twice about it. Air signs find it very, this is new territory for me, and I'm really thinking about what I'm doing, even though I'm just supposed to be, hugging this person or putting my arm around their shoulder for comfort. You're very intellectually aware of your emotional behavior, and in that sense, it can keep you from feeling really close to anybody. And because we do have this 11th house, which is groups, in the planet ruled by Cancer, which is the home and the mother, you could even have maternal or home trauma or separation. There could be something that was missing in the home with your mother. You could have found it easier to relate to boys or masculinity, especially if you're a female. Many female Aquarians, both sun and moon, can be accused of being too masculine. But all that really means is that society still thinks that masculinity is associated with the intellect and femininity is associated with the emotions. But that's really just surface level. That's just very basic. That's not in depth. And that's not true for everybody. So you could have had an easier time developing an understanding around a philosophy or an ideology from a male or someone who is considered masculine in your life as opposed to the mother. And you could, depending on your the positions of your planets in your chart and the degrees in which your moon does fall in Aquarius in your chart, you could have had a physical or emotional or both separation from the mother in your childhood. So those are just some of my thoughts around this position. I'm going to be looking briefly at some of the material I have here. We're going to look at just something to look out for to create balance or equilibrium with this placement. We're going to look at the bright and the dark side of this placement, and then some famous people with this sign. So Aquarius, just something to look out for example, is unpredictability, emotional unpredictability. I think if there's a sense of, playing it too safe, someone being able to rely on you, maybe you, and again, I'm not saying you're doing this on purpose, I'm just saying there's a natural propensity for Moon and Aquarius people to just do what they want, to say what they want. That's the eccentric and the electric part of it. It's just like, it just comes out. I don't think you necessarily mean any harm by it, but it can be incredibly jarring to people around you, especially if you're dealing with people who don't have a lot of air or even fire in their charts. Water signs and earth signs will be very shaken, for example, by this eccentric energy. They might find it, there's nothing to hang on to. They really need something solid. And with Aquarius, Moon in Aquarius, even though there's a fixed cardinal, you're always gathering information. With idealism as a major perspective for you, it's hard for you to get close to, in one-on-one. And that's what, water and earth signs really need. That's what they combine naturally. That's one-on-one, that's relationships and intimacy, and that could be jarring for them. For fire and air signs, it's exciting for them. They're like, ooh, okay, something new, something different. We're not in a rut, not bored anymore. So depending on who you're around and what type of energy you're around, that's how it's going to be met. So try not to take it personally with how other people are reacting, figure out where they're coming from, and then recognizing yourself, like, yeah, that was disruptive, or that did come out of nowhere. We're going to look at startling events, unpredictable events, topsy-turvy emotions or schedules, tendency to become fanatics, which I would have said for Sagittarius, actually, and then rebellious without a reason or breaking tradition for the sake of breaking tradition. Yeah, I'm going to suggest that you're not going to do it for the sake of breaking tradition. You're going to do it because you have discovered what is current or what is going on right now doesn't work for you. And you're the rebel. So you're willing to trek out into new territory. I'm just looking at the time. I think we're doing okay. You're going to trek out into new territory and not be afraid to do that. So let's get into the bright side of Aquarius. Is you're more idealistic, creative, tolerant, and you're humanitarian with a progressive outlook. I would really capitalize on that. Humanitarian with a progressive outlook. No one can accuse you of not caring about humanity, but they can get on your back for not being able to really, get close one-on-one. So if this is something you're struggling with, understand it's part of your, astrological makeup, and you can fix that. You can work with that and really help develop that intuitive, emotional side of yourself and learn to honor that. The dark side is you're more unpredictable, contrary, aloof, fixed in opinion, and tactless. You know what? I find it kind of fun. Again, that's the type of person I am. I don't find it exasperating or anything like that, but I can see how unpredictability could upset people. And aloof, yeah, this, arm's length kind of, I like you and I like you way over there. So there's an aloofness. You'll be accused of that as an Aquarius moon. Try not to take it personally. It just means that you're dealing with someone who is more comfortable getting close to people and talking about yourselves, talking about your own issues, talking about what drives you personally, not only plans and ideas and the world at large. And then some famous people with the moon in Aquarius: Fidel Castro, Diana, Princess of Wales, Timothy Leary, Sophia Loren, I actually didn't know that, H.G. Wells, and Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe is an interesting character because her sun was in Gemini, her moon was in Aquarius. She was a double air sign, so she was like ethereal, right? You gotta remember, air signs are like, there's a fantasy quality about them. There's something, you can't quite grasp them, right? They're kind of out there because they live in the mind. This is the world of the intellect for them. So that's very attractive. And, of course, she was beautiful. But there was an elusive quality to her that was very captivating. And, of course, Sophia Loren, even to some degree, Diana, Princess of Wales. I mean, talk about humanitarian. I mean, she practically gave up everything and was disowned before, I believe, she was killed. Also, we are very good, speaking of that, I think we're really good at, this got really long, sorry folks, really good at conspiracy theories. So this is anything that gets you thinking, piques your interest, stick it to the man, anti-authority. These are all some major themes around this as well. So you know what, folks, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Are you a typical Aquarius moon? Did this make sense to you? Would you have added something to those lists? Comment below, let me know. And subscribe to my channel. That would really help me out. And then like and share my videos. I really enjoy doing these for you, and I love that people are watching them and getting something useful out of them as well. So until we meet in the next video, Aquarius, take excellent care. Bye for now.